yeah, these are the January solicits. And I've not really looked at these yet. I mean, the first thing on here is a new number 1, so I've seen this just because I had it ready to go. But this was news to me when I opened the page. But first up for January solicits, we have Aquaman issue 1, written by Jeremy Adams and art by John Tim. So Adams is getting another ongoing, and it's Aquaman finally getting a book again. It's been a little while. Like he had a book for the first like few years of this show. You know, he had like a good. How many issues did that Rebirth book last? Was like 50 issues, something like that, maybe a little bit less.
Something like that. And then they tried to transition Aqualad into a main role. They brought in Andy, and they tried to do all that stuff. And
yeah, and
that was the last time I remember anything was that.
Yeah, those miniseries, which I don't think did very well. I don't think like the ones I tried, I wasn't particularly into, which was a shame. But it does mention here that because of absolute power, Aquaman's powers have evolved into powerful new heights. So he's going to be souped up. So we're getting an oversized first issue, $5.99, 48-page number. So I mean, like Aquaman's one of those characters that, for variety's sake, I would like him to have an ongoing. In the same way that I want a Green Lantern ongoing, a Green Arrow, a Flash, whatever. It's one thing when obviously we love the Bat books, we love the Superman books, but if it's all Batman and Superman and a touch of Wonder Woman, you start to miss the other characters. So I appreciate this existing, and Adam's been doing such a good job on Green Lantern and then previously on Flash that I think it's a solid name to put on this. Hopefully it works out. And the cover's got Aquaman with a water sword riding a shark. So I'm not mad at that.
What's not to love?
Not mad at it at all.
I do think it's funny that that Jeremy Adams is, I don't want to say copying, and again, utmost respect here, but he is following Johns' footsteps almost to a T here. He has from Flash to Green Lantern to Aquaman.
True, but
at least singular titles.
Yeah, he did skip. He skipped over JSA and Titans though, so I mean, he hasn't done all the Johns beats, but some of them for sure.
But no, Aquaman's one of my lower tier characters that I have an affinity for, and so seeing how he's been with the other two characters that I really like, Flash and Green Lantern, I'm more than happy to give this a go. But yes, so and again, Adams, John Tim's art. Tim's is the one that did a lot of the Super Sons, right?
Sounds right. Yeah,
I believe so. So. This should be good. The news got broken to me on this one on Twitter this morning when Jeremy Adams said that his wife wondered if they get a pull put in, it can be written off as part of his job because he's doing research. So
I think funny. Well, I think though for that to count, you have to put at least a couple of fish in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do saltwater pool. I'm sure you can make it work.
Anywho, so that's the first thing up here. We also have Superman Lex Luthor Special Issue 1 by Joshua Williamson. So that's effectively just going to be a special that fits into the run. It's kind of, they do this every so often. In fact, we just had a Green Lantern special that did the same thing. Here's just an extra one shot that's part of the run. So yeah, it's Joshua Williamson with Eddie Barrows and Eber Ferrer on the art. So this is during the House of Brainiac, during the Battle of the House of Brainiac. Lex Luthor's memories were wiped, but then after the events of All In Special Issue 1, the world needs Lex to remember his past. So this special is going to be focused on Lex dealing with his memories, by the sounds of it. So that's cool. No.
I like that cover. The cover that's on the main here, where it's got the silhouette of Lex, but other characters inside of it, and the color grade. So
yeah. Good. And then we have Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum Issue 1. Oh, Spectrum. I read a different word in my head there before I said Spectrum, and it sounded really bad. I read Fractured Rectum, and I thought, oh no.
No, that's the This Ain't Green Lantern title. Fractured Rectum.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't even sound like a port. It sounds like you've got a serious medical problem. You have to go and get surgery. So this is a special. Was it a special? Is that a mini? Actually, I'm not sure.
I mean, the fact that it says number 1, right?
But to be fair, specials all say number 1 as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. It doesn't say out of how many. So
no, but I mean they don't do that anymore for a lot of them, annoyingly. But it's the reason why I think it might be a mini is because it's regular size. Normally, this sort of thing, if it's a special, would be at least 40 pages. Yeah. Following the events of the Civil War, a new era of Green Lantern mythology begins. Once again, Oa has become the epicenter of the Green Lantern Corps, bringing justice to the blah 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 blah. A new threat has emerged. Blah blah blah. I'm just, it's all generic stuff they always say in these things. So I'm just going. Dubbed the Fractal Lanterns is a new thing that's shown up. Hal's reformed the Green Lantern Corps to set off and police this new phenomena. Interesting. But it's still Adams doing it, so it's still fitting into his run. So if this is a mini-series that's going alongside, fair enough. It basically means Green Lantern's double shipping for a few months. So, not I wish they made it clear, though, if this was a one-shot or a mini. My guess is mini because it's regular size, but, I mean, it is just a guess, everyone, so if that's wrong, you know, brace yourself for it. But, cool. Oh, and we got a cover, the second cover there's got Jess and Joe and Kyle on it, meaning it's instantly better than the main cover. I mean, I could do with less Guy. Guy's big head in the backgrounds.
I think he's right where he needs to be.
I don't know about that. So cool. I love the commitment to this Green Lantern run and like all the extra little bits it's getting to like tie into it. Is cool. So that's nice. Next up we got Justice League: The Atom Project issue 1. This is interesting. Written by John Ridley and Ryan Parrott. Art and cover by Mike Perkins. We're getting a Mike Perkins book. So this seemingly is a mini, again, regular size. In the wake of absolute power, the superpowers of planet Earth are in chaos, and it's up to the newly reformed Justice League to restore order to the chaos. Enter Ray Palmer and Ryan Choi, together as the heroes called the Atom. These brilliant minds get to work crafting the world's first superpower relocation and backup system, codenamed the Atom Project. Yeah, this is a mini that's tying into the fallout of the event that we've just had. Ridley's a solid writer, Mike Perkins a great artist, and it's given a character who's not had a lot to do for a while something to do. So
and we know Perkins usually writes some pretty dark twinge stuff, so to put him into like sci-fi and whatnot, that should look pretty cool.
You mean draws, I assume?
Draws, yes. I'm sorry. yeah.
I'm very confused if he's doing the right.
Yes.
I like this because it feels like a fun element to the overall DC world right now. This is kind of like a overall continuity tie-in book, kinda, that's just sorting things out, which I'm assuming you probably could skip it, but I like the team well enough. I like that it's using a character who's not got anywhere else to go right now, so I don't know, this is the sort of little like mini-series that I think fits in quite nice. If you're enjoying the overall like DC continuity at the moment.
Well, it's up there with the Question being the sheriff of the Watchtower.
Yeah, it's exactly the same kind of thing. I like how they're using Renee in the world in some way right now that fits into everything else. That's cool. DC Power, Rise of the Power Company, issue 1. What the hell is this?
I don't know.
Rise of the Power Company. That makes it sound like we're doing a book about an electrics company. That's not what it is. It seems to be all black characters, so I'm assuming it's more of that kind of power. But written by Brandon Thomas, Vita Alea, John Jennings, and Zipporah Smith, with art by Ray Anthony Height, Kanan White, Kelsey Ramsey, and Charles Stewart III. So this is only a 32-page book, but that sounds like an anthology based on all those names.
Yeah.
Justice League's Watchtower, looming in the skies, intended to inspire hope and faith in superheroes, but not everyone believes metahumans act in humanity's best interests. The fringe beliefs that Waller was right have grown louder as a paramilitary group take to the streets to take Earth back for the human race. Enter Josiah Power, a meta-attorney who's seen enough of rising hate and set out to assemble a team not only to protect black and brown communities from these new threats, but also to rebuild human faith in heroes. That's an interesting premise, and it sounds like a... Yeah, so this is kind of like a follow-up to the previous DC Power books, but it sounds more focused, this one, I would say, right? Because this sounds like it's...
It's definitely picking up the pieces from, but applying it to the power that they've done the last couple years.
Yeah.
Right? So it's giving it that framing.
Yeah, did that also have like as many creators on it and like a regular sized issue?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so, because I think it's meant to almost be like a look in, and almost like a pilot season kind of thing.
Okay.
Like if there's enough interest generated. But yeah, I remember hearing about Josiah Power. I feel like that was a character in the 90s with the Power Company and whatnot. So maybe this is taking off from that, using that character. But this seems a lot more interesting than some of the other specials like this. They just seem more like a grab bag, you know?
Yeah,
this feels like it has a purpose.
Just from a plot perspective. I mean, I suspect this is a mini-series rather than a special now that I've read the description.
Yeah.
And again, it's just a regular-sized book, so that'd be my guess. All right, so that's all the stuff to put at the top to sort of mark the issue ones. Now, sometimes they still sneak some new stuff in the main solicits, but that's they've highlighted all those at the top. So next we have Justice League Unlimited issue 3 with a very distressing cover that they're showing off here. I don't think it's the main cover.
I don't like it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the variants, but for me, what Wonder Woman's face is doing there, it's like Megan, Chucky, and Annabelle all like had like rough sex, and this is the child that came out. This plastic-looking doll thing, don't like it.
Well, and then guy underneath who is already kind of ghastly with the bowl cut. He looks like the Mad Magazine guy.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Not for me. That said, though, it's still Mark Waid and Dan Mora on art. So yeah.
The other covers look a lot better. Let me just say that.
I mean, the bar's low, but
yes,
yes. I don't disagree with that sentiment. There we go. Wait, they're putting the facsimile editions in the middle of them now. Okay, some Batman facsimile editions. Who
Gee, but look at this team.
Oh yeah, it's Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. Yeah, I mean obviously there's a reason why they're doing those issues, but okay, Noir edition of the last Halloween issue 1. Yeah, cool if you're into that. Long Halloween facsimile edition, sure. All right, here we go. Some actual books. Batman 156, more Chip Zdarsky and Tony Daniel. Honestly, that's a kind of cool cover actually with Batman in front of the burning building. I can't complain. Absolute Batman issue 4 with Batman's back going all spiky, which we kind of saw him doing that first issue actually. But here it's on the cover. Art by Gabriel Walter on this issue though, not Nick Dragata. So
okay,
whether that's a fill-in or they're swapping between like many arcs or whatever, I don't know. But cool. Although I am reading here as a Francavilla variant, so I'm just going to see what that looks like. Is that one? Doesn't look like Francavilla. Maybe the Francavilla one's not here yet. That's just that last one. Could be that last one. But anyway, yeah, cool. Yeah, obviously we kind of dug issue 1. Absolute Superman issue 3 by Aaron and Rafa Sandoval. Obviously we're still waiting on the first of those. Same with Absolute Wonder Woman issue 4's solicited here. Hayden Sherman on the art with Kelly Thompson, of course, writing. Superman 22, which is Williamson with somehow Dan Mora, even though he's got another book out, which I'll never not be shocked at. That's coming out. No covers for that yet. And then we got Wonder Woman 17, which is a pretty cool cover with... It's one of those covers where it's like a kind of the side shot of like a group of people in a row, so you get like the side of each face, kind of like
profiles.
Yeah. So you got Wonder Woman at the front, and then Donna, then Yara, then Cassie, all in the rain. So it's kind of a cool cover. But yeah, this is Sam Pure on the art for this issue, and it seems to be starting off the next big arc of the run.
Yeah.
So cool. Need to see. And I'm just the second cover's not bad as well too.
Kind of all the Wonder Woman covers look good too.
Yeah. I am a sucker for like the Wonder Girls or any book where there's like side characters that I like who don't always get the spotlight. Anytime you get a nice group shot of them, I quite like it.
Okay.
The New Gods issue 2, Ram V, Evan Cagle. Obviously we know this is coming, but we're a little bit away from it. Challengers of the Unknown issue 2 by Christopher Cantwell and Sean Isaacs. Obviously that gets solicited for the first time last month. The Question All Along the Watchtower issue 3. I'm still very impressed with that title. It's a good title.
Yep.
Alex Segura and Cian Turmey on the art. Remains to be seen how much we're actually into it, but cool cover as well though.
Anytime Kate Renee get together, I'm there.
Yeah, that Fornes cover is pretty neat looking. Hell, even that was, I guess it's Lucio Parello. It's one of those sort of painted looking covers. Maybe a little bit in the digital like sort of fake side, but still pretty nice overall.
Mm-hmm.
We got Action Comics 1082 by John Ridley and Inaki Miranda on the art. So this is the first issue after Wade's 12-week run.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Although Wade's like, hey, I have a story for 3 months, but it's 12 parts, so I'm going to need it weekly. And they're like, all right, Mark Waid, whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it says in the solicit text here that Superman Superstars continues, so I guess we're still doing this rotating every 3 months, give or take. We'll have a new team swap in or out. So it effectively makes Action like a series of miniseries right now, as opposed to anything with a run, which is fine, but obviously it sucks when you like a team though, because it means they're not on it for that long.
Yeah.
But hey, that's interesting. What's the description of this one? Continues an unforgettable tale about Superman's greatest gift to the world, hope. Major disaster returns to Metropolis and his old ways, much to the dismay of the Man of Steel. And his alter ego Clark Kent discover the reason behind the villain's decline back into the world of crime. Okay, major disaster story. It's not a character I've thought about in
ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
So
I roll deep with characters, and major disaster someday I forgot about.
Yeah. Detective Comics 1093. This is Taylor's run with Michaela Yannon on the art. Another fiery cover for this one, much like the Batman cover. That second cover though, with Batman in front of the moon, but with like a little bit of a glow of fire coming from like the arch underneath him. Very pretty. Very, very pretty.
The bats surrounding him. I love a good shot of Batman surrounded by bats.
Oh yeah.
It adds to his mystique.
Yeah. Can't get enough of it. Batgirl 3, this is the Cass Kane book that's coming, with Tate Bromble writing with Takeshi Miyazawa on the art. Oh, I think I nailed that last name actually there.
You did?
I even think about it. I just did it. It felt great.
Well, that one helps because that one looks phonetic, you know?
Sure.
It's when you get caught up on the non-phonetic names, like Okada's first name, which I'm not going to embarrass myself saying it.
Yeah. So the main cover for this I really like. It implies that it's going to be Cass on a train doing like John Wick stuff, which is cool. The second cover I don't like it as much, but I do like how shiny Takara draws the suit. Like she looks, I don't know, just the very shiny.
The pose, the pose not too much, but the colors.
Yeah, the pose is a bit in the sexy side, you know.
Yeah,
the overly sexy side for no reason.
Yeah. The pose, but the colors and everything else, like that suit, you're right. It's very shiny. It's a Colossi.
Yeah. The main cover though is really nice, and it's got more muted colors, but it's just a much more nicer overall piece of art, I would say.
How do you feel about the big eyes on Cass? Because I like it.
Yeah, I like the big eyes. I like the big eyes, but no pupils, right? So you're doing kind of like a more kid-like version of Batman's white eyes, but like bigger makes it feel a bit more like, oh no, she's more innocent in a way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and for me, it makes her more expressive, right? Because she's a person that doesn't talk that much still. So it adds to her, and I feel like it makes her unique. I know she has the full cowl with the covered face and stuff. But yeah, the big eyes definitely make it like, that's Cass from Jump.
Yeah, Catwoman 72 by Toron Grumbeck and Mariana Ignazi on the art.
What is with this costume?
It's a very old school looking costume. Yeah. I just wanted to say Grumbeck again. I always like saying Grumbeck. Yeah. Harley Quinn 47 by Elliot Callan and Mindy Lee. Not much to say. Poison Ivy 29 by Wilson and Takara.
Yay.
Yep, it's got the covers again. Matt, I'm sure, is going to be.
Let's look.
I don't know.
Yeah, there. Oh, yeah, there's the version.
Yeah, always. That's all it took.
There's a Poison Ivy cover. That's it. That's what we're gonna do.
That's all it took. Nightwing 122, Dan Waters and Dexter Soy. Obviously, we're about to just start this run next week. So yeah, fun time seeing where this is going. But also got a train on the cover. This is the second Bat family member with a train on their cover this week. Very fun. Titans 19 by Layman, art by Serge Acuna on this one. So we'll see how that goes. Is that Killer Frost I'm seeing on the cover?
Yeah, it's some ice villain. I was hoping it was Cold Snap.
Nah, that is Cold Snap, unfortunately.
No, that is Killer Frost. I'm looking closer.
Nah, Cold Snap's kind of like when you get like a Friday the 13th on October, you only get one every 5 years or whatever it is, maybe even more than that.
True.
So yeah, can't have too much Cold Snap. Birds of Prey 17, Kelly Thompson with Sammy Basri on the art, I should say. So, yeah, obviously loving the run. Not much to say, really, unless you want to shout out any covers.
Let's see. Nah. Oh, okay. that third one's pretty okay. It's got Babs and Canary.
Yeah, on there. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah. We got Black Canary, Best of the Best, issue 3 by Tom King and Ryan Sook. I forgot that. This always happens when you get to the third issue in the Solicits, because it's been a few months since the first issue got announced, but we've not had issue 1 yet. That's always in that spot where I forget it exists until I see the Solicit again. But yeah, so that'll be starting soon. You got Black Lightning issue 3 by Brandon Thomas and Fico Ozio. We got JSA. This is the Jeff Lemire and Diego Olortegui book.
There you
go. So looking forward to that. Yeah, we're getting a JSA book by Lemire. Like they've announced so much good shit recently. It's actually hard to keep track of it.
Embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. Green Lantern issue 19. Jeremy Adams still writing there with Fernando Persarin and Auclair Albert. That's a very cool cover, actually.
I love that they're all a different shade of green too.
Yeah, so for anyone who's not seen this, the cover for this is like the Green Lantern symbol's in the middle, and it's just a space background. But from each side, there's a different Green Lantern coming in with their fist in the middle, and they've all got like swirls of green next to them. But they're all slightly different shades of green. So you got Hal at the top, Jess, like, so going counterclockwise, you've got Hal at the top, Jess next on the side, John coming in from the bottom corner, then the corner opposite that you got Guy, and then coming in from the right you've got Joe. And it's weird to say this, but for some reason the color, the shade of green they've got for Joe feels like the one that like is the most established, because that was the shade of green she had for all of that Far Sector book. Is that that slightly more mint looking green.
Yeah, to me it looks like Baja Blast green from Taco Bell.
Sure. Whatever comparison you want to go with.
Yeah. And then Guy's is more, there's almost a yellowish twinge to it, right? John's is more of a lighter green.
It's desaturated, whereas Jess is like
it's almost like grass green, like a more natural.
Yeah. I mean, Jesse's and Guy's are pretty similar, actually, if you compare them. But
they are kind of closer.
But yeah.
And then Hal's is that emerald bright, like what you would associate with Green Lantern green. Yeah, that was a fantastic cover.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing to give them all slightly different shades. Really cool. Then we got Green Arrow issue 20 by Chris Condon and Montos on the art. I mean, Montos' art's quite interesting.
Yeah.
There's a Mike Diodato Jr. variant, which is not bad at all.
No.
We got The Flash issue 17 by Cy Spurrier and Vasco Georgiev. We got Two-Face issue 2 by Christian Ward and Fabio Veraz. Add that to the list of things I forgot was announced before.
Yep.
But yeah, sure. I'll read a Christian Ward Two-Face book. Metamorpho the Elephant Man. Metamorpho the Element Man issue 2.
Yeah.
Al Ewing. Yeah. Steve Lieber. Yeah, sounds cool. Shazam 19, Josie Campbell with Dan McDade on the art.
Mr. Mind on the Mr. Mind on the gas here. He's huge.
He's been juicing.
Yeah.
He's been juicing. That said, though, I kind of like that. I guess that last variant, which is like the more painted styles, is almost going for an Alex Ross thing with with the three main Marvels sort of standing tall with lightning above them.
It does look like Alex Ross's version of Billy, though, right? Like in the face.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Obviously, it's a slightly different Freddy, because I think this long-haired Freddy feels a bit more modern. Yeah, than
long hair and blonde, right?
Yeah. I thought he was always blonde. Was Freddy not always blonde?
Has he always been blonde?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining that.
I remember back in the day, because he they did the whole Elvis thing where Elvis was a big fan of Captain Marvel. So in the comics they made Freddy a huge Elvis fan, and he had the dark hair and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe post that era that I'm thinking of, he's been blonde. But yeah,
I feel like ever since I've been reading comics, he's been blonde. Yeah. But like I wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Power Girl issue 17, which I assume you're excited for.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this book.
Yeah. Jenny Sparks issue 6, which is the penultimate issue of the book. It's a 7-issue book. Was it always 7? I don't know
I
if it
believe
was.
so.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
So.
Batman Full Moon 4, the final issue. So that answers that question. How many issues is Full Moon that started this week? 4 issues, to be precise. DC versus Vampires World War V issue 6, which is 6 of 12. That's going a while. Jeez. I mean, obviously we just dropped this. We didn't care enough to. I mean, I don't even know if you tried the first issue. I did, but I was happy to leave it afterwards. Batman Superman World's Finest issue 35. This book's going a long time, actually, much longer than I'd have thought.
This is the Mark Waid vibes book. Hey, Mark, what do you feel like doing? Let's do an Atlanta story. All right, here it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So, no complaints really. Samney variant if you're into that sort of thing. Also, there's like a sexy topless variant as well if you want that. Hey
now. So, Superman is making a jacuzzi near the Fortress of Solitude with his heat vision.
Also,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, but with one eye, like I don't know if I've ever seen him like close one eye before and just have one beam of heat vision. That's a bit weird.
It is.
It makes him look like I don't know, like Universal Soldier or something. Not that they had a heat beam from their eyes, but like it's like a cyborg who has like one eye covered with like a thing. I don't know, it's weird. Also, Batman still gets his cowl on despite being topless, and it makes it feel very homoerotic because I just imagine Clark saying, "Bruce, leave the cowl on."
Leave the cowl on, because Catwoman has said that.
I'm like, all right, these two beefy men enjoying their hot tub time together in a secluded location.
There's that whole thing like horror movies, but horror, and it'll be like a really graphic, violent scene, and it's horror movies where my parents walk in and it's all the sex stuff. This is like comic books when my parents walk in.
Clark leaning over. Hey, Bruce, I hear you like dick. Dear. Yes, I know we're being 12 years old, but it is a very homoerotic cover in all defense. But I mean, to be fair though, the art's not bad. Like the art's actually pretty solid for it.
It is beefcake, right? That's the opposite of cheesecake art, right? So, and no, it's not pretending to be anything it's not.
Yes. If you want a nice, sexy Batman Superman cover, you've got an option. Batman Dark Patterns issue 2. This is the Dan Waters book with Hayden Sherman that was announced last time. No idea how many issues it's going to be, but at least 6, you would assume.
No, but apparently the person Batman's looking for is called Wound Man.
Oh.
And I'm like, with Dan Waters doing, 10-Eye Man with something called Wound Man? Oh. Already.
Man, that variant cover is beautiful.
Let's see.
Oh, by, I assume that's Martin Simons we're looking at there.
Yeah. It's creepy.
It's very... not quite, but it makes me think of the vibes that I got from like the original Arkham Asylum. The Grant Morrison book. It's got that kind of like sort of dark horror like vibe to it.
Almost like an etching, kind of.
Yeah.
Where the material they're etching out of is already black, so they're just they're playing with the negative space. Yeah, it's very creepy.
Yeah, that's got me hyped for that. I'll tell you that. Batman and Robin 17. Obviously, this is Philip Kennedy Johnson now with Javier Fernandez. Or just Javi Fernandez, as he's going by here in the solicit.
Yes.
Shortening it a little bit. Batman and Robin Year 1 Issue 4. Yeah, that's continuing on. Maelstone Universe Shadow Cabinet Issue 3. DC Horror Presents Issue 4. With Patton Oswalt, one of the writers on that.
Cool.
Yeah, DC Horror Presents Creature Commandos issue 4. This is the David Dasmalchian. Yes. Him, that one. DC's Lex in the City issue 1. This is a $10 80-page anthology book, and is that actually meant to be Dick Grayson in the Nightwing outfit on the cover?
Yes, it's for Valentine's Day, so...
I mean, that's fine, but like that face is really bad.
Yeah, I don't... It's very... Again, it's manga, and I don't... that doesn't resonate with me.
To be honest, my first thought was that was Selena dressed as Nightwing. I thought that was Catwoman in the Nightwing outfit. With the hair and the face, I genuinely thought it was. So yeah, this is their Valentine's special, which is coming out on the last day of January. So they do this every year for all the major holidays. You know the drill. Brendan Hay, Sina Grace, Dave Vilgos, Charles Skaggs, Callie C. Miller, Maggie Tokuda Hall, and more writing. And that's the other thing I've noticed about these anthologies in the last few years, is that I feel like there's a couple of names that I only remember showing up on those books, and then the rest of the names I've never heard of. Like, that seems to be the track for them. So, I mean, I won't be looking at this. I'm pretty sure you won't be either, but it's there. It exists.
Yeah.
Lex in the City. That's a pun.
You know, whichever editor is responsible for naming these, they deserve a raise. You know.
Lex in the City's not my favorite. There's definitely been a few funnier ones than that.
Yeah, but it's still pretty good for a Valentine's Day special.
Yeah, it's all right. Little Batman, month 1, issue 3.
He's so cute.
And then some facsimile editions, which I'll gloss over.
I'm not big on facsimile editions, but I have been thinking about getting them just to, well, not this one because it's $14, but maybe to hang them up like that, because I do like that Superman and Flash cover. And that's a very classic. But yeah, not for 14. I thought this was going to be something more doable. Sheesh.
Out of the collections, we got Jimmy Olsen's Super Cyclopedia, which is this a new thing? What is this?
I don't know. It's the first time I've heard about something like this.
Yeah. And it did. Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen is documenting the heroism of his friends and learn how they use his cool technological marvel. When the villainous Toy Boy and the Mischief League of the Multiverse get their hands on knockoff versions of the device. Do you know what? I feel like there's like a paragraph missing from the start of the Solicit.
Yeah.
It just kind of like jumps in, and I don't know what it's talking about.
It also sounds like it's picking up from Dial H for Hero. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Toy Boy, Mischief League of the Multiverse, all that other type of stuff. So
yeah. They could be talking about the Dial, possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It says, with his buddies Rip Hunter and Linda Park by his side, Jimmy's definitely up for the challenge.
Yeah. So I
wonder what this is.
Yeah, that seems like a new graphic novel rather than a collection.
Almost like one of those young adult style.
Yeah.
Ones.
So we got Superman Space Age collected, softcover. Batman Dark Age, softcover. Darkness of Steel All Winter hardcover, that one's getting, so cool. Then we got Batman Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age, notably Volume 1.
Yep. I'm trying to see where it says 208 pages. That seems about right?
Yeah, because they're all a little bit longer. They're not regular sized, so yeah. I mean, we knew that issue 6 wasn't going to be the end, right? Maybe it's the end of this first mini, but it's not the end.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
No.
So, okay, cool. Nice to see that Volume 1 number, just to confirm it, though. DC's finest team-ups, Chase to the End of Time. This is a collection of stories. Superman, The Flash, and Black Canary. See the world's finest duo, Superman and Batman join forces. Just a bunch of team-up collections from DC Comics Presents 1 to 14 and Brave and the Bold issues 141 to 155. This is a 560-page softcover. So, to me, that looks like it's filling in like a gap in terms of like two runs that have been collected, and there's this batch in the middle. So there's nothing neat to call it. It's just like, hey, here's a collection of things that fill in these two like blocks that are uncollected. That's what it looks like to me. DC's finest, Suicide Squad Trial by Fire. This is some Ostrander Suicide Squad. Yeah. Yeah, it's got Suicide Squad 1 to 10 plus a bunch of like other things that tied in, one shots, a couple of random issues of things. DC's finest, Plastic Man, Origin of Plastic Man, which is...
This is crazy. I didn't realize Plastic Man goes all the way back to 1941.
Oh yeah, he's a Golden Age character, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Police Comics 1 to 36 and Plastic Man 1 to 2. So it's like one of those Golden Age collections where you get like, oh, here's the first Detective and Batman issues. It's kind of like that for Plastic Man. You get Police Comics, which if you'd asked me what book Plastic Man had other than one that was called, because exactly like Batman has Detective, Superman has Action. If you had said Plastic Man had his equivalent of that in the 40s, what was it called? I could have never told you in a million years it was called Police Comics.
No, me neither.
So, wild.
That's crazy.
Wild. My Adventures with Superman, softcover, the Josie Campbell book that tied into the show. Gotham City Sirens, Trigger Happy. This is softcover and hardcover being solicited. This is the Leah Williams thing. That was this 1 month thing they did.
I need to go back and read that now that it's all done.
Yeah, Multiverses Collision
needs a strong word, but
yeah, Multiverses Collision Detected. Zatanna Bring Down the House hardcover, Solicits. Nice House by the Sea, Volume 1, so the first half of that, issues 1 to 6, as expected. Batman Superman Book 1, DC Compact Comics Edition. This is the Jeff Loeb series from the 2000s being collected in this format. So that's cool. Authority Book 1, DC Compact Edition, Warren Ellis series, of course. Green Arrow Volume 3, Against the Wall. Softcover. Is this the last Joshua Williamson trade?
I believe so.
Yeah. Green Lantern Volume 2. This is 7 to 12 of the current series, I guess. Although that cover, was that a recent cover, or is this an old cover they're repurposing for this?
I think that was a recent cover. I remember seeing this cover.
I remember seeing it, but was that recent? I mean, maybe it was. Yeah, maybe I'm just like, for start. It looks like a cover that I remember from like 10 years ago, as opposed to.
No, but I think you mentioned on that it looks like something from, because I remember you mentioning the face. Probably. Recently.
Yeah.
So,
regardless, it's a cool cover. Don't get me wrong. There's no complaints. So yeah, it's called Road to War. Which isn't saying the title, but it's on the cover of the image. So
yeah.
Absolute DC: The New Frontier reprinting coming out, so that'll be available again. Superman 78 softcover. Batman Catwoman softcover. That's a Tom King book, which feels like it was an eternity ago at this point.
Because it was.
Yeah. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 1, new reprinting of that softcover, so they're reprinting those. Neat. Detective Comics Volume 5, the Ram V run. This is both hardcover and softcover being solicited here. And then we got Batman The Golden Age Omnibus Volume 2 reprinting. So it's nice that they're keeping those in print by going back and redoing them. But yeah, that's Detective Comics 57 to 74 and Batman 8 to 15 and a couple of World's Finest issues as well. So yeah, nice you can get those old stuff. Even though, I mean, I find reading Golden Age material to be really hard, to be honest. They're
it's
tough
a whole different, it's a different way of them doing things.
Yeah. Dark Knight's Metal Compendium, which is a 728-page book, which has Metal miniseries and all of the tie-ins to Metal. So basically, it's the omnibus bit in softcover form.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
God, if you need to beat somebody and not leave a mark, don't get a phone book, get the metal. You know?
Well, I love how that sentence works if you're not talking about a book. Get metal. Just get something that's made of metal and hit them. Yeah, I guess, Compendium's just become the softcover name for omnibuses now, but yeah, there it is. Speaking of omnibuses, Dead Man Omnibus, new printing. This is the Arnold Drake, Jack Miller, Bob Haney book. This is collecting a bunch of stuff. So cool. Doom Patrol: The Silver Age Omnibus reprinting, 1,000 pages, no volume number, so I assume this is all of their Silver Age time.
I love that cover. It seems indicative of the era, even though it's not.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, this is a fun one because they do that thing where it's My Greatest Adventure issues 80 to 85. And then Doom Patrol 86 to 121, which means without looking it up, I'm just going to assume they renamed the comic. And that's why it's worded that way.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So, yeah, always fun to try and keep track of that, though. Penguin Volume 2, All Bad Things, the second half of King's Penguin series in softcover. Green Arrow Archer's Quest Omnibus Volume 1. This is the Kevin Smith run with Brad Meltzer and Judd Winnick. So... Cool. So it's that era Green Arrow, which is 39 issues of Green Arrow plus a few other little bits from Green Lantern, 1,000 pages. And then we got Titans Volume 2, Darkwing Queen softcover, collecting that second half of Taylor's Titans run. Justice League International Book 1, Born Again, new edition. This is your thick 500 plus page softcover, collecting that run. Nightwing Volume 7, hardcover from Taylor's run. Power Girl Volume 2. Softcover from the current Power Girl run. Scalped Omnibus Volume 2, Jason Aaron's book. So, is that the end of it? Is that the...
30 through 60, so maybe. Yeah. I have to think how many. I feel like there was like 5 or 6 trades.
Yeah, that's probably the end of it then. Yeah. They're probably just 2 omnibuses for that then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That rounds out the Solicits. That was a lot of collections this month. Jesus.
Yeah.
Speak so I can take a drink, Matt.
Got you. No, just a lot of fun stuff. It's an embarrassment of riches. There's so much stuff on there that we're gonna have a lot of these big full weeks. It seems like for a while now. Into the new year.
Yeah. Also, before we move on to the books, though, there was a bit of news from whatever comic convention's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of expecting Absolute Flash because we've got all the other Absolutes announced so far.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the next one we got announced. We have an announcement for Absolute Martian Manhunter coming, I believe, in March. And this is Javier Rodriguez doing the art with Den's Camp writing. But it's got a very kind of psychedelic piece of art that they've shown off with this. Kind of weird, very 50s pulpy, but like, or maybe 60s pulp because it's more psychedelic. But
and the way that Manhunter looks, he's got one big Cyclops eye, just very much out of proportion, very non-traditional Martian Manhunter, which I like because the Absolute Universe should feel unique.
And it's only his head and part of his arm that's green. He's got a lot of different colors, kind of. Now, admittedly, you can probably change that because he's a shapeshifter. But if that's his base form, is that it's not just a straight green alien anymore. It's like a mix of different colors. Maybe they're playing something there. But worth mentioning. It may not be the next one that comes out because it might very well be the case where we get an announcement of another Absolute book for February before we even get to this one coming out. But. We found out about this for probably just because both creators were at a panel or something and they were allowed to announce it, was my guess. So cool.
I did see the artist that helped create the Manhunter design made it out of Play-Doh first.
Oh, so really?
That was pretty cool. So so there's like this little maquette that they brought and they kind of showed everybody. There's pictures of it. So I thought, that's pretty cool. Definitely, I'm not huge on Manhunter, but I do like seeing different versions, right? So this definitely has me more interested in what the Absolute one would be like.